That's why knowledge is power, y'all. And that's why it's important to know thyself, because when you know thyself, you cannot be influenced by the ways of this world. Hey y'all, it's the goddess 𝒮𝓇𝑒𝓈𝓾 checking the FN, and I hope y'all are having a divine ass day. Now, typically y'all will not see me in a setting like this, but to be honest, I just don't feel like doing nothing. I want to just talk to y'all. And so this video is very chillaxed, very mindful, very demure, very cutesy. Okay, I am a spiritual guide and teacher here to help you understand and understand who you are as a spiritual multidimensional being, and also help you to live your best life. So I was going back in my inventory and reading one of Neville's books. It's called The Power of Imagination, the Neville Goddard Treasury. So it has a bunch of different writings from Neville, and so many things I want to talk about. The first thing is that obviously we know that we are God. Some of you may not know, right? So if you're somebody who's trying to figure out who you are, if you're going through a spiritual awakening, if your matrix is being shaken up, definitely follow this page, because I am here to help you understand who you are as a spiritual multidimensional being, so you can break out of the matrix, break out of your ego, and live the life that you came here to live. So basically, you've been taught that you are this person, right? You are this persona, the personality self, which is not who you truly are. You are the I am. You know, in the Bible, when Moses was at the burning bush, and Moses was talking to that burning bush and asking, "Who are you?" And the bush responded, or God responded, "I am that I am." Right? And that is what you are. You have taken on this personality, this persona, which is a character or an aspect or a perspective of all that is. But that is not who you are. You are the I am. So there is all that is, the I am, and then there are different aspects of the I am. So although you were taught that you are your body, you are your name, right? You are your career, you are your job, you are your title. You are not any of those things. And for me, it took me losing all those things or being separated from those things to realize that I was so much more. When it comes to knowing who you are as a spiritual multidimensional being and knowing that you are the I am, we always hear these terms: create your reality, you are a creator. And while I do agree with that, when you look at the I am, you realize that the I am is simply an arrangement of different aspects of itself. So because it's an arrangement of different aspects of itself, then are we truly creating if all energy exists right now? No, not necessarily. We are simply just choosing what we want to embody, what version of the I am that we want to embody, and we are embodying that energy. So in Neville's book, he says magnetism is not generated, it is displayed. Health, wealth, beauty, and genius are not created. They are only manifested by the arrangement of your mind, that is, by the concept of yourself, which means that all the energy that could ever exist is already here right now. So we're not necessarily creating our reality. We are simply choosing what reality we want to experience internally and physically, because when you realize that all the energy that ever existed is here right now, you're not creating anything. You are simply choosing what energy you want to embody, and therefore rearranging the concept of the I am that you are creating for yourself. And you are embodying that energy internally, and then the universe is mimicking you by rearranging cooperative components outside of yourself to reflect back to you who you are being internally. But you are not creating anything. You are simply choosing what version of the I am that you want to be. Does that make sense? Let me know in the comments below if that makes sense. Now, another thing that's important is that manifesting is literally just experiencing your self-concept externally, which means you are simply experiencing what you believe to be true about yourself outside of you, which means that you are always manifesting. You are never not manifesting. So a lot of people will have videos talking about teaching you how to manifest. You don't need to learn how to manifest, because you are always manifesting. It is an internal system that is already working seamlessly. What you need to learn how to do is deliberately manifest. And then I was thinking, as I was reading the book, you know, when I first started this journey, I used to think that my purpose was so big and so huge. And while I do know that I'm a spiritual guide and teacher, the whole purpose of God creating different aspects of itself was so that it can not only know itself, but that so it can have fun and play. Like, we are literally here to create and turn thoughts to things, and not create in the sense that we're creating something that doesn't exist, because again, the all that is encompasses all that is, which means we're not creating anything. We're simply just arranging the energy in order to experience it physically. But we are literally here to be creators. We're here to know who we are, right? To know thyself, to act as God, and to be the God over our reality, and to have fun. And it hit me last night when I was like sitting reading this book, like, this is all we're here for. And God has deposited gifts within itself, which is who we are, so that we could, as God, express that gift, right? My gift is being a spiritual guide and teacher. Your gift might be being a singer or a poet or a writer, whatever the case may be. We are all different expressions and aspects of God. And we all have a gift that's deposited within us that we're meant to express. That is what our soul is here for. And we're here to enjoy the journey, enjoy the unfoldment, not rush the process, and allow, like literally see the magnificence of all that we are as God in watching our thoughts become things. It's amazing. And so when you understand who you are as the I am, and you understand how magnificent all of this is, how perfect it all is, you can be more grateful for the smaller things, right? Like you can be more grateful for the fact that you woke up today. You can be more grateful for the trees that blow outside. You can be more grateful for hearing a child's laugh, right? You can be more grateful for all the things that you overlooked because you realize how precious life actually is and how all of it is a gift from God to itself, which is you. And another thing I want to say is that's why it's important for us to love one another and not judge each other, because just because another person is operating as a different version of the I am doesn't mean that you should judge them because they're not operating in a way that you're operating. We're all the same. We are all the I am. We're just different expressions and different versions of the I am, which is the same thing as saying we're just different expressions and versions of God. So to judge another would mean to judge yourself. And that's why it's important to have compassion for people, because you don't know what path the I am, God, has them on, or has itself on in this case, right? And it's not our job to know, but it's also not our job to judge. It's our job to love people where they are and accept them for who they are. That's why knowledge is power, y'all. And that's why it's important to know thyself, because when you know thyself, you cannot be influenced by the ways of this world. That's why it's important to continue to read material or engulf yourself, immerse yourself in material that's going to constantly remind you of who you are until you know who you are. So anyway, that is the video that I had for y'all today. I am wishing you the absolute best on your healing journeys. Let me know in the comments below if there's something you want to learn about. Like I said, I've been studying metaphysics for a long time, almost a decade actually. God, it's crazy. So I'm super excited to share what I know. I love y'all to life. I'm wishing you the absolute best on your healing journeys. This is the Goddess signing the F out, and I will talk to you soon.